Today's update is on the demonic. Edgar Jesus Martinez is the name of the demonic, along with Clancy Wiggum. The two demonics have a continuous pattern of in the morning acting like Joseph Mengele to me, and then later in the day they quiet down and then they want it's a very weird thing, but they keep reminding me of Stockholm syndrome, where your abuser wants to be part of you. Patty Hearst story. Someone who was kidnapped and then became part of the gang. It's not really that, it's a psychology experiment. It was the one that they ran about how Nazis became Nazis and how they could be Nazis. The famous story was students in university who were brought in as part of experiments in the psychology department, and it was basically set up to see if they would press a button that would cause pain to a visible human being, electric shock, and to see if students in university would actually press the button, and different dynamics about, if they were watched or not, or there were so many different versions of it. But basically, would you push a button to give an electric shock to a stranger? That's basically what these Nazi experiments were, and trying to find out, how far will humans go? Well, there's all kinds of documentation, you can look it up, but the simple fact is, for me, whatever these beings are that torture me and have done it for months and months and months and months, years, I suppose, they could be discarnate entities, they could be remote people using technology, whatever it is, they want to remind you of the idea of gang stalking. These ones are just great bullies and they are Nazi in nature. And they do it day after day after day. And they keep telling me, no one comes. In other words, there's no one coming. God doesn't come. Jesus didn't come. Archangels don't come. Humans don't come. Hobbits don't come. Bears, cats, all kinds of spirit animals. Nothing comes to depose them from their place where they're shielded from view. And they continue, they don't want to use the word, with impunity to torture me. If we are ever going to get interested in the nature of hiding, and if we want to look back at the history of humanity to see, and maybe they're not even human. One shaman told me that they're mind parasites, which could be discarnate entities from the lower astral. I can't tell you because I cannot get a good handle on it. I was reading Stuart Wilde, the metaphysical writer, yesterday, and his visions of what happens when people become evil. It's called Journey to a Faraway Land. He said, once the evil gets a hold of you, even your thoughts that you think are your thoughts, but they're not. They're the thoughts of evil. And he said, once people are on the downward spiral into evil, no other beings really want to risk trying to rescue you from your own evil, because following you too far down into your evilness, people that go to rescue you end up falling and becoming evil as well. I don't know how much evil there is on this planet, but it seems like there is. How is it going to be one of these ones says detached from us? He wants to remind me that Stuart Wilde says it takes love and healing energy to heal evil. Being the victim, on the victim end of these, they want to call them Nazi experiments. I'll tell you, whatever these beings are, they say they're demonic. They admit it. And then they want me to make videos about it. There's a great cancer on this planet and in this universe. It's evil and it's real. And we see so many lies and deceptions. I see people, constantly wondering who's manipulating them now. And they want to talk about this Greta. Is Greta belonging to George Soros? Soros, Soros, or Soros, Sorrows. No one trusts anyone anymore. Or people believe silly things. The meme yesterday was people will protest climate change, even though I saw Canada's former defense minister, Paul Hellyer, admit chemtrails are real and the technology to do weather manipulation on a large scale is real. In other words, if there is climate change going on, it can be done by, is it government entities that have this? Is it the cabal? But he says it's real. He says UFOs are real. Canada's former defense minister, he's 94 years old, and he's on record as saying this stuff is real. So if you're blaming fossil fuel, and there's all kinds of other weather control techniques, what is it? And who is keeping us in fossil fuel? Because there's all kinds of other people saying there's all kinds of other kinds of technology that is being suppressed from us. But no one is complaining about human trafficking. No one is complaining about Jeffrey Epstein and his band. And do I believe that he is dead by suicide? No. I think it's a fake death. How certain am I of it? 100% certain. But then someone else said, well, maybe the whole thing was a hoax. If it's a hoax, it's still evil to perpetuate these ideas. It's not a joke one way or another. But if you think it's as simple as fossil fuel changing the weather, it ain't. It's evil people. evil people with multi pronged evil. And then my demonics want me to say, what am I going to do about it? All I do is say to people, everything you do is also seen by other beings. Who's going to judge you? Are you going to say, I was following orders like a Nazi? Are you going to say, I was mind controlled and I couldn't not do it? Is there mind control? Is it part of the Nazi nature of dark people? It's really hard to tell you that these demonics want me to talk about these things, and these are the one point that they want to keep bringing up. They don't feel guilty about doing what they do because they're sure that they're in the grip of evil, and evil has made them do what they do. How are we ever going to fix this? I'm not going to be able to tell you because I can't see what's going on from their perspective. I do these demonic attack videos regular basis, and I have for a very long time. If you've got archangels and you got Jesus and Mother Mary talking to you, why don't you ask them, if you're really these kind of beings, how come you haven't cured these evil things on this earth? Maybe they'll say, there's too much evil for me to cure by myself, and there's not enough of us powerful beings of love to fix it. I don't know what they would say, but maybe they can't fix it. Maybe God doesn't exist. Or if the God exists, it's not infinitely powerful. If you're religious, does that make sense? Whatever the great creator is, it's not powerful enough to overcome evil. And it lets us go through reincarnational cycles, lifetime after lifetime, to experience the same torture here over and over again. They want me to keep reminding you there's endless stories on this topic. I'm totally bored with these people. I'm totally bored with being hurt by these people. You don't know what it's like when you can hear them do what their same routine is day after day. I would remove them from existence. I would just, if I had the ability, I would delete them from existence. But I don't seem to have it, and no one that does have the ability has shown up. Just another day here on Prison Planet Earth. as Alex Jones calls it.